Hello everybody, this is Adrienne with Ascension Soul Coaching. So y'all haven't seen me in a week because I was celebrating the 4th of July weekend. I had my birthday the weekend before then, and the weekend before then it was Father's Day. So I've been really busy. But I really wanted to take some time off for about a week and to just enjoy myself and my family. And of course I was still working, but just not doing videos. So now I'm back. But during that time that I've been off, I really wanted to reevaluate what I do on my channel. When I first started, I wanted to be able to show introduce people to tarot from my point of view and let people see what I do, like as a demo, and they could reach out to me if they wanted some help from me, or to talk or whatever. Okay. And that was fine. That worked out. But then this thing with Meghan and Harry started to just develop, right? And so I've done a lot of readings on those two because something just didn't seem right about Meghan, right? And so I just started digging. It's like, something's not right with her. This is not normal. This pattern with her is just, okay, then we discovered that per most people's perspective, she's a narcissist. Okay, so now that makes a lot more sense. And Harry's a codependent, which means, as I told you before, codependence and narcissists go hand in hand. The narcissists find the codependent because they're very caring people, very not needy people. They're very caring people, and they always want to make the situation right, and they're emotional. So narcissists seek those people because they're easier to manipulate. And so that's what I thought a lot of this was about. But then when they did that interview with Oprah, and she just inserted this assumption, this statement that made people think that the royals were racist. I was like, okay, I didn't think you were going there. Now, you may call other people racist, but the one people that I know who paid for your wedding, invited you into the family, gave you all these opportunities to have a platform in front of the world, you called them a racist or insinuated they were racist. I said, there's another game going on here. There is a game going on here that now if you look back in hindsight, you see where Harry has been friends with the Biden. Now, I voted for Biden, so don't get me wrong. I'm a Democrat, a conservative Democrat, so I can see both sides of the coin here. But I like Biden, and I voted for Biden. But I look back and I said, okay, well, Biden and Harry, I didn't know they were that tight. I don't know if they were like close friends, but you see a lot of pictures now where his wife Jill and him, Harry, had been involved with the Invictus Games, which is cool. I got no problem with that. But you see, you got to start looking at the ball droppings, right? It's bouncing here and here and here. Now, Biden's in office as president of the United States now, right? And he's pushing this UN agenda very hard, as was Trump. Now, y'all may not think Trump was, but if you go back and look at a lot of his executive orders for America, he was setting it up. I don't even know if he knew he was, or he knew or he even cared. He just wanted to be president. But I think if you look back at some of the things they had him sign and some of the things he's done, whether he knew it or not, or knew the whole spectrum of what was happening, he did sign some executive orders that is going to affect this, right? As did Obama, and I love Obama. But you got to go back and look in perspective of what these little ball droppings have led up to this pandemic we're in, and where we're heading with this, us losing a lot of our rights and our rights and our way to live life we want to live. So just to say this, to say that, okay. You look at the little ball bouncing with Meghan and Harry. They've signed up for a lot of promos for compassion and equality and women's rights and getting the vaccine and things like that, right? Climate control. All those things are parallel to what Biden is doing and a lot of the world governments are doing. And they're getting paid to do this. So my thing is, even with the wedding, let's go back to the wedding, the people who she invited or were invited to the wedding all are part of this climate control thing. Even the Oprah is more the Me Too thing. She was going after men who are accused of sexually assaulting women or whatever, or harassing women at work, especially in the entertainment business. She was invited. Then you have the Clooneys, who were on climate control and other advocacies for other issues. I'm not sure about the Beckhams, but I'm sure if you look into them, they're on some of those particular platforms or whatever. So if you look at how this stuff is tying itself together, I truly believe that in my opinion, and I'm going to start reading on those things, is my job is to help you, not just to gossip. I love gossip, but in this state in the world where we are right now, we need to be talking about what's happening, figuring out what's happening so we can stay ahead of the curve and to make sure we're living the best life possible and not just falling for gullible stuff and just gossiping about stuff that's not going to help you. So if Meghan, let's say Harry was people knew a long time ago that Harry didn't like being part of the monarchy, right? And he wanted to have his free will life or whatever. And somebody got to him and they've been pumping him for a while about, you could just leave, you could just do this. But then they found this girl named Meghan Markle. And it could have been any girl, but Meghan Markle was the one who was the most likely candidate to entice him, let's say. And y'all say she's a yacht girl. So she's a yacht girl. That means she's been hanging around a lot of rich people, rich men. So don't tell me that if she's a yacht girl and she got in on that, she couldn't get in on some other bigger deals where people are looking for people they could infiltrate the royal family with. And they knew, and let's say they knew Harry's proclivities and they know his behavior and they've studied him and how they could use him to help, because he's the weakest link. I'm telling you, he is the weakest link right now to bring down the market. They thought it was Andrew. It didn't bring the moniker down, but it definitely put some dents in it with what he did with Epstein. And just whatever, you all probably more well-versed on Andrew and his young girl addictions than anybody. But listen, so there are some pinpricks there. Then you bring in Harry and you bring in this black girl, multicultural girl, whatever, somebody that's very pleasing. They probably tried a couple of girls out with Harry. And this one just happened to stick. She's very ambitious. She wants to get into, all this stuff. She wants to be a humanitarian, right? And they just worlds came together, and the people who are using and trying to create this thing to bring out all white establishments, large white establishments, so they can say it's about equality, social justice, and all that stuff. Let's say the royal family is one of the families they want to bring down. And it's harder because they've been around for so long. You have to find a breach, and the breach was Harry. And you found this girl who was very ambitious, who fits his fancy, and they probably told her a lot about him. So they brought them together and just sold them the story, like you can get into climate control, you can help the world with vaccines, you can help the world with this, you could show a more compassionate world, equality, women justice. And maybe they sold them this bill, but like if you leave the royal family, we will take care of you. They're not good for the world. They're, colonialism, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they sold them a bill of goods, right? And then that gave them the confidence to leave the royal family, right? So we're going to pay you. So when you leave, you'll have your financial independence, and we will pay you because we're trying to make build the world back better. Isn't that the slogan? And so they sign on. Ego intact, money intact, all that stuff. And so they left. But now things aren't as working to the way the elites want it to work. So they're asking Harry and Meghan to do more and more, like the mental health thing. And they actually, like, well, you do this interview with Oprah. We set you up with Oprah a while back because we want to use it. Now it's time to pull out the Oprah card. So we're going to do the interview, and we're going to insert in there that they are racist, right? Because Meghan and Harry were working with the BLM people, right? She did a couple of videos or Zoom meetings on that, right? And Harry saying he didn't know he was racist, unconscious racism, and blah, 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 blah. This was a freaking build up to where they are now. And they've been used for this agenda. It's not about there's something wrong with Meghan. Meghan, yeah, she's probably more likely she's a narcissist, in my opinion. That is my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions. And Harry is more like a codependent, but I think he really likes and loves and is entranced with Meghan. But Meghan is not with him. Meghan's entranced, and she's only after money and power. Harry's okay. He looks like her ex-husband. So it's okay. It can work, and she's got her baby, so she's set for life. But I really think that this was a setup. They used two people who had these certain agendas. Harry wanted to get out. Meghan wanted power. And these elites brought all these people together to use them for their agenda. And that's why you see Meghan do so many interviews and conferences and Zoom calls regarding climate control, women equality, or female equality, and saving the world. And oh, didn't they just get an award for saying they're only going to have 2 children? I mean, come on, who gives you an award for saying you're only going to have 2 children? Do you understand that there's more to Harry and Meghan than just she doesn't like being a part of the royal family and she believes that the media is racist? Do you not, or can you not see that there is an agenda to bring down newspapers who don't get on board, the royal family, this whole world agenda? Do you not see the connections? You can use anybody. The world's a stage and everybody has a part. And I can pay you to play this part. So my thing with thinking this past week why I've not been doing readings online is to say, how can I use my abilities, my talent to help people, to prepare for what's about to happen? Over and beyond Harry and Meghan, they're just small players. And I'm going to tell you, they're just small players. There's a lot of big players out there that's doing a lot more to influence and impact our life going forward to 2030. And you're not going to like it. A lot of you people have, and I'm not, and look, if you're not great, but I think a lot of people have their head in the sands about this. They have their head in the sand, don't want to really deal with what is about to happen to this world. You are not going back to the way you were pre-2020. So September 2019 was probably the last you're going to be able to have as much freedoms as you've ever had. Someone's always going to be telling you what you can and cannot do, because that was the agenda the whole time through. They've thought this stuff out. They use people to push their agenda. You don't see it. They got you distracted. They want you to talk about Harry and Meghan and where the baby at. But you need to be talking about why are they using Harry and Meghan to push an agenda. Right? I mean, even Charles and Prince William talk about climate change. I think they're all there. I just don't think they're all on the same page. And they all don't know everything that's going on. But I think in some way, in form and fashion, it's all linked. Right? Maybe Harry and Meghan didn't want to do it the way William and Prince Charles are doing it. They want to go, well, I want my own money. I want to get paid for what I do. I don't want to go out and do speeches for free about the climate. I'd rather get paid for it. These people giving us power. We don't have any power with you. We're too low on the totem pole with the royal family. Let's go here with these people who have a bigger agenda, right? That's I've been feeling, and I want you all to know that. So I'm going to start reading more and more on. Okay, I'll stay on Harry and Meghan as far as what I see them as far as part of this agenda. I don't care if they stay married. I don't care if they have 12 more children. That is not the point. That is not even important to you. Okay? What is important to us is how are these people using these 2 people to influence our life, the British culture, the British family, royal family, and how are they destroying it? That's more important. And then 2, we need to really start talking about this agenda that's going on with this virus and VAXs. Because they're saying now in America, they're going to start sending people out. If you didn't get the jab, that they're going to send people door to door and ask us why, what can we do to help you, and be ready to give it to us at the door. So that is a problem over here in America. Some people probably don't think so because they already got theirs. But the more there's too much, right? There's too much going on. There's too much pressure, too much to take something you don't want. They're already at most, I'm sure in Britain, it's very close to, if not at 70%, people have taken the shot or taken the jab. So why are they still pushing these lockdowns or partial lockdowns? You all have to really read. And you really need to read between the lines. But I'm telling you right now, you're not going back to a life that was more free, more carefree, past January 1st, 2020. It's not going to happen. You have to listen to me. It's only going to get worse. You're going to lose more and more controls. You need to start saving up, if you can, money, food, water, supplies, medicine, and preparing to secure your home. In case what they're trying to do happens quicker than you have been prepared for. I've been telling y'all that since last year, but I'm only pinging upon it because I don't think anybody was listening. But you got to see what's happening now. If you don't you're going to be left behind or dependent upon the government more than you ever thought you would be. And that is not a good position to be in with what's happening right now. So anyway, that is my little diatribe for the day. I just want you to know my channel now is going to be, I can still talk about Harry and Meghan, but I also want to mostly talk about how they're being used to forward this agenda. Please listen to me. None of it's good, but I'm not going to just gossip anymore because that doesn't help you. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help the future. It helps for you to stay ahead about what these people are doing that's going to impact our lives negatively in the future and take away a lot of your controls, a lot of your own ability to make decisions for yourself. Listen, you got to see it. All right, so I do want to do a reading. I want to start off fresh with this, y'all. Take it seriously. I know y'all say, well, you're just a tarot reader. I'm a tarot reader, and I also have a master's in human relations, which I studied groupthink. Didn't think that was going to come in handy. I studied the issues that happened with the Nazis and the Holocaust. I wrote papers on it. So, do what you want to do, but we're going to still have fun on this channel, though. We're going to still have fun, but we're going to learn something, too. And I want y'all to talk back, comment, tell me what you know, or what you feel comfortable sharing with us, because this is community. And I think most readers need to start getting out of reading on gossip and start reading on things that's important that's happening in this world right now. At least do a couple of readings on those to help people and help guide people. At least bring awareness of what's going on. It's not just that's my opinion. Y'all could do, but readers can read what they want to read. I'm just saying, let's just use our ability to read on things and talk about things that's impacting us. Using, even if it's about entertainment world or it's the political world or whatever, if we see things happening, we need to be reading on, especially with ships blowing up in the ports. My phone is shaking. I always do this when I hold my phone. Container ships being blown up in ports, that's going to impact our supply chain for food and other things. What is going on with that? The grand solar minimum that's happening right now, that's why it's so hot, that's going to impact the farmers and growing food, because there's droughts going on now. I mean, we readers, we have the ability to help you with this, or at least bring up awareness about it. And a lot of us got a lot of people on our channels, maybe more than I have, and we need to start looking at the big picture and not just gossip. Gossip's fun. Gossip's fun, especially when it's based in truth. But with channels like that, with the largest communities that we can reach, I just think that sometimes you all may say in the beginning, like, oh, I really hear about Susie Q and who's having an affair with who. Like I said, that's okay. But it can't be our only thing we do. I think we all have a responsibility. If we can predict patterns, if we can predict futures, we can tell you what's going on in somebody's mind that's impacting our lives to the extent that what they're doing now, we should use that to help people. And maybe it won't get the most ratings, but it'll get more ratings as more stuff starts happening. I tell you that. And more views. Because people need to know when they start getting afraid and paranoid, when people start getting afraid and seeing things happening and affecting their personal neighborhood, their friends, their family, they're going to want to know. And they deserve to know. So that is my spiel for the day. I will talk to y'all later. I'll try to do a reading tomorrow because today is really packed with work. But yeah, stay tuned. We're just going to have fun, and we're going to stay informed as best of my abilities I can, give you information. I can read on situations. I will. And that's my promise to you, because I don't want this to be a frivolous channel of just talk gossip. So y'all have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.